Well, that was incredibly odd. We had our first little snafu. That was odd. The podcast time wouldn't play. I have no idea what happened. And then I got some errors going through, but whatever, we're live. It's working right now. Mark, how are you doing?
It doesn't look like it's working. I don't know about you.
It's working. It is working. I've got it up there. I see it coming through live now. We are okay. There was some
Where's
kind of
the podcast? Come on.
No, the podcast never.
Okay.
You
cut that out. You cut that out because you didn't want to be like, podcast time. Come on.
That was exactly what we needed. No, I don't understand what happened. It just didn't.
Podcast time. Where did we go?
Okay, we got it there. I played it. We got it in.
Okay.
I have no idea what happened. For those of you that may be just finding our channel,
I feel better.
I apologize for our. It's been a couple weeks since we've had a significant malfunction like that, but it does appear that we are up and running. I'm getting an error on YouTube that says we don't have a smooth video, but whatever, fuck YouTube. We are up and we are running. Mark, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. How about you? Are you doing great?
I was doing better until about a minute ago. We went from 6 viewers to 2 now. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah, well, that's your fault, not mine.
We'll
Hey,
drunk, that's all.
This is a big day, right? You know, this is a big day.
What?
There's
It did not take long for Brandy to show up on camera.
So she has effectively become very old today.
Tomorrow. He
no.
doesn't even know my birthday.
Today, technically, you are 40 years on this earth. Tomorrow's your birthday. So that's how it works. And she's old.
Labor was probably going on about 40 years ago right now.
Right. Your mother was passing you through something you don't want to talk about.
Well, she's out there probably listening
she's there
to
too,
us.
so it's fine. So.
Most importantly, I'm pretty upset that we aren't podcast time.
Well, I just played it. You must have been walked out of the room.
She was running downstairs. I have an extremely, extremely large house. It's massive. It's like 5,000 square feet. It took her like a long time to get down here. So, you know, that's how we can socially distance very well and have about 10 people here because we have this massive, massive mansion house. And it's okay. It's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, good. Well, at least we're back up to 5 viewers. It must be Brandy's beauty on screen that's brought all the viewers back to the yard. It's that milkshake.
Every time. Yep, the milkshake, the umbrella, whatever it is, I don't know.
Your milkshake's only allowed to bring 9 boys to the yard today, though. We got to socially distance and we're limited.
Yep. Oh, we're up to 6. We're hitting a record right now, so it's fine.
Because I'm here.
How is everybody doing tonight? We got Jeannie's in the house. Hi, Jeannie.
Oh, down to 5. They don't like us anymore.
Well, they can leave if they want to. Tonight's gonna be a fun episode with alcohol.
It's fine. This is gonna be good. I think Chris is about 2/3 away through a double magnum of some nice red, and somebody's taking my
one of these down here for me.
Somebody's taking my red solo cups right now, and
double fisting. We're all gonna drink tonight.
He brought one for me.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers to your sister being old as dirt.
She's old as dirt.
Okay,
all right, well, let's get the stragglers out of the room and get on with the podcast.
I'm glad the important people are here now.
How was your last week, Mark?
Oh, gosh, it was so great. It was the best week ever. Really?
What happened?
Nothing.
No, well, that's... Hey, listen. In the modern COVID world, a nothing week can be pretty fantastic.
Right. That's sometimes the best week. Okay.
Yeah.
So something big did happen in my life.
Fill me in.
I don't know if any of you know that I work for a car dealership. So there is a technician who has worked for this car dealership for 25 years. So on Friday night, he said, I'm done. I'm not working there anymore. I'm going to go do my own thing. So my buddy Palika, he runs a company. He's from Hawaii, and he runs a company on his kind of a side job with his wife called the Seattle Poi Company. So if anybody wants anything poi based, he gets callo root flown in from Hawaii probably once a week, and he goes through and processes it and makes delicious treats, and that's the company he's going to be running from now on. Seattle Poi Company.
So wait, hold on. So he retired from working on cars, and he is going to have his own poi company in the Seattle area.
So he and his wife have been running the company for a couple years now. He has been working for Acura either in Hawaii or in Seattle for 35 years. He has been with Acura Bellevue for 25 years. and he's decided that now's the time to move on in that career, focus on his grandchildren, being a good great granduncle, and continuing with his company. So, which is totally awesome for him. I'm so proud of him. I'm sad I'm not going to see him every day because he's an amazing person. But if anybody wants to try any Hawaiian treats, Seattle Poi Company on Instagram, Facebook, you can check him out anywhere. Highly suggest doing that. He'll ship all over the world, all over the country, wherever you want. If you're in Seattle, he has pop-up events everywhere. Yeah.
For the record,
go do it.
Mark.
Awesome.
Mark, this is an important venture that we have going on here. We're supposed to discuss all plugs and real effects to try to get business to other people. Did he pay us? Did this guy pay us?
No, I mean,
we are a
I'd be
huge
happy.
YouTube channel, Mark. We're a huge YouTube channel.
You're right, and I'm gonna plug the Daily Octane. The Daily Octane had a video
not daily right now.
2 weeks ago.
I know.
Daily Octane was live.
I got a plan.
Daily Octane live.
We talked about this. We talked about this 2 weeks ago because you were drunk and you don't remember now.
I remember you said I give up because I'm not good.
I stopped posting. I stopped posting every day because I found that I was catering to the people that were involved in my channel, which is a fine thing to do, except for the people involving themselves into my channel were friggin' bigotous goddamn Trump supporters, and I found myself going off the rails. So sorry about that. I just had to take a break from it for a while.
It's fine. You know what? That's how you make money. That's how you make money on YouTube.
But the other thing is too,
man.
My business, my real business, the one that actually makes me money, is going through some major transitions right now, as you know. So I have to focus on that.
Oh,
plus, I'm going to play. I'm going to play too.
Okay, you're playing some old dude, but let's see.
I'm playing a king, Mark. I am a king.
Old king. Old King Wenceslas or some guy.
No, I don't
know who.
That's accurate. I'm King Creon. I'm a King Creon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you say that at night. Okay.
So I am. You know I saw what my costume is going to look like the other day, and it is all purple.
Fabulous.
All purple. It's a lot of purple.
Yep, I'm sure you love it.
I am gonna look like Barney up on the freaking stage.
Yep. I love you. I love me.
Oh,
come on, man.
Well, I definitely love me. There's no doubt about it. I'm not sure how much
I know you do. Yeah, that's fine. You're loving this episode though.
Wow, right. Speaking of which, we're almost 10 minutes into this shit. Speaking of something you don't love, what did you do the other night, Mike? Or Mark, what did you do last night?
Well, I watched Mike. Who's Mike?
My son.
Mike?
My son. It's my son. Go ahead.
It's Michael. Come on. Does he go by Mike anywhere?
He does.
Does he go by Mike
anywhere? All of his friends call him Mike.
He makes me call him Michael when I come over to visit.
Michael. Yep.
Yes, you call him Michael. We're formal people. We're appropriate. We haven't had too much to drink. You know how that is. So, Hey, so before we get to this main topic, about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, give or take 10 minutes, we talked about video games, right?
Yes.
Mine arrived.
Yeah, you should.
Super Mario World.
Look at that.
This is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Okay.
I don't have any way to play this game.
Well, that's just silly.
I own it now.
I have this. I can play Super Mario World on this. You need to get one of these.
Okay, so hold on.
Actually, hold. As a matter of fact, where are you going? Why do I have to fill time again? Nico just gave me shit because I couldn't fill time. I'm not a big fan of Nico all the time.
I know. So I have this Raspberry Pi back here somewhere. I don't know where.
Anything. You can do anything.
Oh, I know. I have like 900 games on there. Not telling anybody, but I have 900 games on there, and it's amazing.
You probably got a jailbroke Fire Stick too, huh?
No, I don't do that. Come on, movies are sacred. Come on.
No, I agree with that one. Yeah, because I mean, as somebody that loves movies, I'm sure you're willing to pay $30 for a new release movie, right?
Absolutely. I paid for it at 5 a.m. on Friday, probably before you did. When did you buy it?
Because your entire life revolves around having to beat me to things or try to outdo me.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So
we have a perfect teenage friendship. We obviously are a couple of 14-year-olds.
Hey, when are you going to Disney World again?
Wow, that was one thing I was going to talk to you about tonight.
Okay, so here's the thing. So, Mulan. You watched it. You said it was amazing. You said it was $30.
I didn't say it was
happy I
amazing.
paid-
I don't think I said it was amazing.
Okay. So you said you said it was better. It was not as good as Lion King, but when you and I talked previously, you hadn't even seen Lion King. So what gives?
Well, I guess that explains how good our relationship is. If you don't even realize that I watched Lion King and I was blown away by how much I loved it, not because I thought it was better than the original, but just because my expectation was that it was so bad, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was.
I remember on a cruise last year it was playing, and you were like, "Fuck that! I'm not watching this."
Right.
Right.
Well, and that kind of
pretty sad.
It really ties into what our idea is for tonight's show.
Does it? Okay, but does it tie the room together?
Oh, are you saying the Carpet Pissers did this?
Maybe. I got carpet here.
Here's the thing. From the very, very beginning, I am not a fan of the live action remakes. I did not like. I've liked a couple of them.
Jungle Book?
Jungle Book #1. Jungle Book was fantastic.
Beauty and the Beast?
I thought that Beauty and the Beast was good, with the exception of the new songs that were put into it. I didn't like either one.
I'll give you that. If they would have made that exactly the same as the cartoon, the animated feature, it would have been perfect.
Well, I think the whole scene with him going back to his mother's apartment was just completely unnecessary. It distracted from the story. You don't need to humanize him. I mean, chances are, if you were in your 40s or you were 10 and you have seen Beauty and the Beast before, you knew the story before going into the live action. I cannot imagine that there are too many people that watched the live action Beauty and the Beast that never saw the animated one. So why? Why the add-on?
But if you're talking Beauty and the Beast animated, Beauty and the Beast live action, you're still talking about what I consider a perfect movie. And I think you might agree.
You're saying that they're both perfect movies?
Well, I think the animated was.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So if you take it shot by shot, if you take it shot by shot though, it's a perfect movie. If you add the little things extra, okay.
I get the feeling. No, stop, because I get the feeling that you're setting me up here. Because Lion King is a perfect movie.
You're right.
Lion King live action is a perfect movie. They did a shot for shot. Remake.
It was perfect
in the live action, and it was not a perfect movie. The live action Lion King was not perfect.
Seth Rogen. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not a fan of Beyonce either. Stop. I'm a fan of Beyonce. I did not like Beyonce in Lion King.
Yeah, it's all right. It could be worse. It could be worse. So I think we've agreed to disagree that Mulan sucks, and that's all we need to say right now. You're bored right now. You're playing.
No, I still want to see if I can get. I want to see if I can get Super Mario World. I'm not bored. I'm talking. I'm here.
He's sitting there. He's playing his Switch. It's off camera. Oh, there it is. He's smiling like a crazy person.
Like a child. Well, that's
supermodel. I don't know which.
So we're looking for Super Mario World, right?
We are. The first one, because Yoshi's Island is the terrible game. You don't want to play that. It's terrible.
Oh my God! Have you been watching Game Over on Netflix? The series about.
No.
Oh, it's a documentary series about video games. Go watch it. It's really good.
Cool story, bro.
Oh, is that what we're doing now?
So there's a documentary on Netflix about collecting every single Nintendo game releases. I gotta look it out.
Super Mario World is not on here. I thought it was. I know I have Super Mario World on the Wii. I thought it was on here too.
Okay, so
I guess it's not. Okay, I'm done with my Switch.
Sorry to hear that, because I like your Switch. It's better than. Oh, but hey. We have a new guest star coming in to make the show much, 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 much better.
Oh, Rashawn!
Right there.
Hey!
Hello! Wow, from that angle, your arms look gigantic.
Yep, he's got guns.
Big guns. Look at that. Look at that. Holy cow.
So
they're almost as large as your head. But that's impossible, Mark.
Not quite. Not quite. So Rashawn had a little bit of a rough week this week. He lost his best friend at work because I'm not it. That's okay.
Exactly.
And he lost his favorite actor ever, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, pretty close to the one guy that in this generation. Yeah,
Let's just say a
he
superhero.
became mainstream as far as a superhero, and you know, we talked about it last week about it, and I was dull and not liquored up, and I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
because this is so much better.
It is better. We have 9 viewers right now. Of course, it's better.
We do have because 8 of them are sitting in your living room.
They are no 4, maybe 5, 6, maybe.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Well, we're going
9.
fully off the rails here. Rashawn, did you watch Mulan?
Yes, I did. I did watch.
What did you
Mulan.
think of it?
I think it was actually good.
Thank you. Mark wants to fight.
I'm giving him a headphone, but it's not
That's-
working because
No, that would be really. That'd be really.
I can hear you a
interesting.
little bit.
Okay, as long as you can hear me a little bit. So we're gonna have a
As long as he
conversation
doesn't
about.
turn his face around and try to kiss me, we're all good.
Oh, I would pay
I
money
was-
to watch that.
I was gonna say a line from Tommy Boy. If I wanted a kiss, I'd call your mother. Remember that? Where he gets hit in the face with a 4x4, 2x4, or some shit. Yeah.
Oh, holy cow! Oh my God! I haven't seen her in a while. She looks like a woman.
Yep. She also hasn't seen any sun in about 6 months.
No, she's very. Yeah, with your light is not helping that cause either right now.
I
She
know,
is-
but
she's incredibly bright.
yes, but it helps me because I look less
like
fleshed
a Twilight
out.
actress.
Oh boy.
Oh my lord! Oh, we're up to 10 viewers, so obviously this
We're up to
obnoxiousness
10
is what we need.
Oh, this is the best. This is so great. We're so I'm gonna get a $500 fine for COVID.
Right there.
Oh gosh, I have no words. I have no words.
6-foot rule. I feel like we're gonna have to actually pretend these are longer arms than they are.
I don't know what to say right now. This is
I don't know
amazing.
what to say either. I don't even know how we discuss our subject matter tonight.
So we always.
So
say
okay.
times.
So I'm gonna do this because I think this is something that would be amazing and super cool. So
Uh-oh.
I am
Oh,
going
sorry.
to
And
do
my other
this.
son just came down.
I'm gonna do this right now. This could be 10 minutes of something amazing. Rashawn, come on back here. So you remember Wakanda and somebody else taking the throne for a few minutes?
Uh-oh.
I need 5 minutes. Let's
Uh-oh.
give somebody else the throne.
Uh-oh.
Watch this.
I accept
I
your
like this.
challenge.
I like this.
Hey, what's up, dude?
I'll be
What's going on,
back.
man? Have a seat.
Hey.
How
There
are
we
you?
go. I'm good. How's everybody
think
out
you-
there doing today?
I think you and I could have a better show.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I would. So, hey, so the subject of tonight's show, since we're halfway through it already, is Mulan. And you said that you got a chance to watch it and you enjoyed it. So tell me your thoughts on Mulan.
I think it was it was a good movie. The only thing is that I guess if you think about culture wise for the Asian community, I guess it's a really good thing. But I probably would have actually wanted it to be subtitled, to be honest.
Oh, real? So, like, dub it, you mean? Or like, not dubbed, but subbed instead of dubbed, kind of like you would see with anime.
Exactly. I think that would have been really, really cool. Just to kind of give it that, that anime type flavor to it, or, just, not just completely washed out for the US. There was a lot of things that wasn't in the movies that I think could have been showed. Just like, I think one of the characters, Cricket, was one of the guards, or one of the
soldiers, yeah.
One of the soldiers, yeah. The dragon wasn't in it. Wasn't it a dragon in the cartoon?
No.
Mushu, that's right.
Yeah, Mushu
Like,
was
what
not in
happened
it. They had a weird phoenix. The phoenix was the family emblem. They did. There was a throwback, or not a throwback, but a Easter egg for Mushu.
Okay, there was but there was one particular part that I was just like, wait, this is Disney. I think you guys could have did a little better job as far as the graphics go when they had the phoenix right behind Mulan. It was
with the wings, yeah. Yeah, I agree
was-
with you. I wasn't impressed by that at all. That was one of the shots near the end, without being too spoilery. That was one of the shots at the end where the phoenix wings kind of came up behind Mulan, and it really did not look good. As a matter of fact, talking about the CG of it, I would say that all of the shots with the phoenix flying through screen were not great. It looked like it
Not at all.
almost looked like a kite. most of the time. It looked like somebody actually put a kite in the screen instead of a real phoenix flying around. It was too fluttery.
Exactly
the tail was too long. I wasn't a fan of that at all. And as another reviewer online said, it was missing Eddie Murphy's humor because that's what he brought.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there wasn't that humor to play off the seriousness of the story, which is really what Eddie Murphy offered to the original Mulan, was this sarcastic Eddie Murphy-esque. I mean, it's certainly not Eddie Murphy comedy because you can't do that on Disney. But it was Eddie Murphy-esque comedy to cut the seriousness of the tone of the actual story itself, and that was gone from this. They tried to do it with her soldier compatriots, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, it kind of fell flat on a lot of things like that, and it definitely isn't a movie I would say for kids, for the general audience that watched it, and also kind of growing up to remember those parts that they watched from the original cartoon one. You know, they kind of definitely fell flat on that. But I think overall, the story of it was what was the 3 words? The last part was truth. Like pretty much owning your own truth. I think that was a cool kind of way to bring it into the movie, you know, because nowadays a lot of people need to, you know, recognize their own truth and accept that, you know, not everything is, you know, the way it is, you know, you just kind of own up to your own faults and the things that you do, and recognize that we all do something and we have a purpose, and it's, you know, it's just what it was. But I think it was a cool movie. Yeah, and I think it was definitely it. But I think they could have definitely did a better job with it and everything.
Bring him in there.
I think like you said, actually that's a great point. I think the message.
Podcast time. You want to say it? Podcast time.
Podcast time.
All right, there you go. Get out of here.
So much enthusiasm. I think you nail it right on the head, though. I think the messaging, the theme and the morals of the story were spot on. Like you said, you talked about knowing, you know, declaring your own truth. But I think even beyond that, there was a really good feminist story to it. There was a really good uprising story to it, defensive power story to it. A lot of that stuff was really good. Family, there was a good family message that was in there. There was an acceptance message in there. There was a number of different things that played really, really well. That part of the story, or that I should say, that part of the production, that getting the message across, getting the moral of the story out there, that was really, really well done, no doubt.
Yeah, it's really cool to have that, and to also build that hero character. You know, just like they did with Black Panther for the Black culture. You know, to have that warrior, that person that's willing to fight and give up everything to, you know, for those freedoms, you know, things like that, and to show other people that, you know, you don't actually necessarily have to go with the flow on what people think that they want you to. You know, you could just do what you feel is right, you know, and hopefully ultimately everybody will come to the table and accept that for what it is, especially when you make
white guy come on the video.
Especially when you make a representation like that. I think it was pretty cool. And that's what I got from it. You know, I like to stand back and read it for what it is. You know, just kind of pay attention to see what they're going to kind of pull from whatever story. It's just the way I am with movies in general.
Well, and this one particularly, they had a reason why they did the things that they did. So the original Mulan was actually not allowed to be shown in wide release in China because the Mulan character for them is a cultural icon, and they felt that the Disneyfication of it was unacceptable. That's the reason why you don't see the music in this one. So there's none of the song. It's not a musical. There's no singing. That was a demand that China had. Additionally. The Mushu character, which I don't believe had anything to do with Eddie Murphy. I think it was just the fact that the character appeared the way it did was not in line with the Chinese culture, so that had to be removed.
Well, I think if they definitely wanted to do something where it definitely aligned more so with the culture, I think they would have probably looked to pick more mainland Chinese people, I guess. I don't want to be politically incorrect on anything like that, but the majority of the characters, when I did Google it, it was either Chinese Vietnamese or it was Chinese American. There wasn't too many
Native
Asian
Chinese.
native Chinese
Deuces.
people. You know, and I think
The woman
that's
that-
probably what.
The woman that played Mulan she's a native Chinese person. She's actually
Okay.
got the movie, and she's I think one of the only ones. Jet Li is in it, so Jet Li plays
Jet
the
Li
Emperor.
and also Donnie Yen was
Donnie
in it, which
Yang,
is pretty cool.
he was amazing in this too.
It man.
I think
Man
part of the
himself.
yeah, seriously, I think part of the reason why they did that though is because they needed the English to be coherent enough so that people could understand what they were saying. So Jet Li, that's why I bring up Jet Li. He was in it.
Subtitles, man, subtitles.
All of Jet Li's audio is dubbed. They had another voice
you
over
could
the top
tell.
of Jet Li because you couldn't understand him. And Jet Li's always, I mean, since the 90s, since he first started doing movies in the United States.
When he did Romeo Must Die, I
Anybody
knew
got a
everything that he
fan?
said. I thought it was pretty cool. You know,
There were a lot of monosyllabic responses. That's why. Yeah, he's better than you.
I think he wants his podcast back.
No, I don't think he does. I think he's pretty comfortable right now playing the middleman. But so the woman that plays Mulan, and her name escapes me right now, so I sound incredibly inconsiderate. But she is native Chinese. She's got herself in a lot of hot water with a lot of Americans right now because she has been vocally in support of the government crackdown in Hong Kong. And
Really, I didn't know that.
no, and here's the thing. So I understand why people are upset about that, and I certainly agree that the government crackdown in Hong Kong is unacceptable. But
Yes,
she is a Chinese citizen with a career as an actor in China. They do not have the same freedoms we have. If the government of
they don't.
China says you will do this, you have to do this. So I don't fault her for that. She's probably between a rock and a hard place.
but that goes back to what you gonna do? Like at some point you can't just go with what the government says because everybody big government. Okay, it's just not. Well, right now for this moment is not as on the right side of reality or humanity. You got to go with what the people want.
Sure, I agree. I agree in our country.
We were at 10 when I was on.
But the Chinese, well, it's because you keep walking on camera. The Chinese and the Russian governments are a little bit different.
It's up to 17. See what you said? Oh no, it's not. It's not.
It's called reading. Talk
you
about
got you got the other couple because of me because I came on that last.
He's a
podcast.
technician. I am not. That's why I know how to read.
Obviously.
I'm so sorry, Rashawn. We can start our podcast. It would be the gentleman and the gentleman.
Yeah, 'cause we know who the jerk is on this one.
Anyway,
Fish in his mouth.
the Chinese government and the Russian government, among some other countries out there, they do not handle sedition very well. So if while I'm all for raising the banner of freedom and vocal opposition, I don't think as a Chinese actress that is in her best interest. I think she kind of has to go along with what officials tell her to do so that she can have a career and make money for her family and also not die. Because that is a possibility as well.
Just come to America, do more movies in America. You could do and say whatever you want and get away with it.
She's incredibly talented. I would welcome her as a U.S. citizen, or she can just come over here on a work visa for as long as she wants. I have no problem with that at all. So, what else you been up to, Rashawn?
Just been trying to stay busy. Just with work and everything.
He's Wally Pipping me right now.
I don't even know what that means. You know what that means?
I don't even know.
Oh, that's cool. Just let him go.
It's a Seattle thing.
It ain't a Seattle thing. It's a New York thing. It's
So
a
Mark-
New York thing.
I actually live in New York, and I have no idea what he's talking about. So there's a tipping point with Mark. If you haven't noticed, he's got a tipping point. With his alcohol consumption,
Who?
he's good,
Who?
and then all of a sudden he drops off.
Who did Lou Gehrig replace
Wally Tippin?
as
Who's Lou Gehrig?
Oh,
ALS?
No, I'm
Named
just
a
messing, I'm
disease?
just messing.
Yeah.
Who did Lou Gehrig replace?
wait, did you
But
just say
then-
who did
okay,
Lou Gehrig replace?
I'm worried right now, and I'm upset. That's
We're
why.
talking about baseball.
Right.
Yeah,
No
we're
one
talking
plays-
about Disney here. We're talking about Disney.
Nobody cares about techno either, and Chris loves techno. It's fine.
That's okay. I like hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like hip-hop.
I like rock.
He likes hip hop. He's a big fan of what's his name? Macklemore? He's a big fan of Macklemore.
I absolutely love Macklemore.
That's ever. Greatest ever.
I love him so much I could say it with a straight face.
I can't. I just can't. You know what? You know where I love Macklemore? You know where I love Macklemore? On episode 6. On episode 6 of Little Dicky show.
Did he die?
Who?
Did he die?
No,
Who?
there was a kid with cancer. Don't be a jerk.
Oh
No. Oh, did the kid with cancer die?
Man.
no, not the.
Oh,
kid
you didn't
that
watch. Oh, you
Macklemore
didn't watch.
died.
You didn't watch Little Dicky's show.
No,
Oh,
I think
dude.
I watched a couple of episodes, but I don't know.
Oh, you gotta watch that
Episodes.
show.
I
It's
said
so good.
episodes. Okay.
Oh, it is so good.
The last time I watched something like that, we had a guy called Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, I don't like Machine Gun Kelly. I'm more of a Marshall Mathers kind of guy.
Exactly. You know, just stick with the one who actually can, you know, do really well with the art.
Machine Gun Kelly. Somebody needs to give Machine Gun Kelly a hamburger, man. That dude is so skinny. He is just a waif, man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna need a machine gun because he ain't gonna fist fight nobody. He weighs about 14 pounds.
Well, even with a machine gun, he'll probably like spin around in a circle trying to.
Oh yeah,
you know.
absolutely. The thing would knock him right on his ass. He's making me really nervous behind you right there. Is everything okay? Do you feel safe, Rashawn?
Oh, I'm safe. I'm
Do you want
definitely
a code
safe.
word? Do you want a code
Safe.
word?
Banana.
Yeah, that's not what's poking in your back right now.
All right.
It was good to see you, man.
See you guys. He
Yeah,
wants his podcast
He's our
back.
best buddy. All right.
It's like the Ringer, you know, when you scratch the kid's CD. You know, I'm gonna give him his CDs back.
There you go.
There you go. Don't you dare put your nuts on my drum set.
I have tapes, not CDs.
Did we just become best friends?
Where's my fancy sauce? Oh boy, that sounded bad. Oh, these headphones are so hot right
Yeah, I'll
now.
give you some fancy sauce.
These feel so hot. Oh boy, we're down to 9. I'm back.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
we've been consistently at 9. We're doing okay
Oh.
today. I guess people
So,
find this shit
hey.
interesting.
I got a question for you.
Mhm.
What is this big news? Since I got to avoid the whole Mulan
It's not big news.
subject.
No, Tommy. It is not big news. I simply had something I was going to chat with you about, and I said it'd be better on the show. So
I'd love that.
I have been adamantly against everything
I
that is
know.
going on in Disney right now. I want nothing to do with any of it. But I will say, I will say, I'm trying to talk here, son. I will say that the chisel got a little harder today. I actually was pricing rooms for a December trip to Disney. So
Okay. When
so
are we going?
I may jump down there for my birthday. I have been there for
Okay,
my birthday
so-
for the last 4 years straight, so I might have to jump into it.
He doesn't want to go with me in October, but he
I
will
can't go with you.
by
I couldn't
himself.
anyway. I literally have clients on the days you're going to be down there. I can't go in October. Jessica and I talked about that. I cannot go in October. But if you Mr. Moneybags there, if you want to tip into your McScrooge vault and come down for December as well, I might be more compelled to go.
Do I get to sleep in your room?
No, fuck no.
Oh, why not?
I mean, sure. Actually, if we get there are every room size available at Old Key West. We could get a 2-bedroom at Old Key West. That would be fun.
I just want a bunk bed. It's fine.
Cabins. Are the cabins open at the Wilderness Lodge?
Let's do it. Money ain't a thing, yo.
We'll put Jessica, your wife, in the living room in the pull-out couch, and you and I get the bunk beds.
To be fair, they're gonna want their own room at that point. They're gonna be like,
that's
yeah,
true.
fuck these guys.
Yeah, these crazy bastards.
These assholes are gonna be reading bedtime stories to each other all night, so we don't want to do that. So, and you know,
Well, listen.
it might be true. It might be
Wow.
true.
All right. So we should talk. We should talk about the possibility.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, we should definitely talk about the possibility of a December trip because it's.
Yeah.
She has been hounding me.
Hounding
me to go. And I really don't want to walk around Disney all day in a mask, but I might be compelled to go. Especially
You know what?
If it's a week vacation and we only do 3 days of parks. If I get to just enjoy being out in the parks.
Don't worry about the mask. It's not a big deal. I wear it every day at work.
I wear one all day at work too, and I know how miserable it
No,
is.
you don't. You fucking go kumbaya and fucking take your shoes off, and your Birkenstocks are in the corner. I know.
I don't own Birkenstocks. There's no Birkenstocks.
Please, knock off Birkenstocks in the corner.
I am barefoot, bitch. I am barefoot.
Way more expensive than Birkenstocks. Your $400, llama leather Birkenstock shit you got. I know it's true. I know it's true.
All right. We are way the fuck off the rails here.
It's fine.
I got Rashawn's.
Bad.
No, Rashawn talked about really what? No, stop. Talk about Mulan. Give me your thoughts on Mulan.
So, what made me mad? Main character, Chinese, accent. Everybody else, Chinese American, fake accent or no accent. I couldn't get past that. I couldn't get past it. What do you think?
Weird.
I mean, and that's what got me. I couldn't get past that.
Okay.
I couldn't. You had one. I couldn't get past it.
I'm actually caught off guard by that because that is certainly a legitimate complaint to have. In fact, one of Rashawn's few complaints was similar.
I was stuck on that. I couldn't enjoy the movie because she had such a
English as a second language sound to her,
which is okay, and I'm cool with that.
Right. But Danny Yang does it.
But get everybody else on the same frickin' page, and I'm good with it. But everybody else was a frickin' American who was trying to fake it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that. You are absolutely right. I'm gonna give you that. That's a wholly legitimate concern.
So bad. It was bad.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know what? I know why Disney did it. They pandered. That was a pandering move. Let's put a Chinese, an actual Chinese actor.
It was a bad move because it got people boycotting. It got people being angry. If she would have been,
that's okay. First of all, the boycotting doesn't bother me because people are going to boycott that movie no matter what. If you put Chinese actors in that, they're going to boycott. If you put no Chinese actors in that, they're going to boycott.
You're right. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Correct.
You could have me being the lead as Mulan.
So Disney, no, you couldn't. No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Maybe.
So Disney played the middle though. Disney played the middle. They put a Chinese actor in that role, completely Chinese actor. Chinese citizen, not dual citizenship. She's not here on a U.S. visa. She's a Chinese actor.
Yep, absolutely.
And then plenty of supporting actors were too because it was filmed predominantly in China. But then they put a bunch of Chinese Americans in all the supporting roles. Now, let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate.
Nope.
While the Chinese market is huge, financially. They pandered to the Chinese market because the Chinese government specifically wanted to have. We lost a bunch of viewers, by the way. They don't like what we're talking about.
It's my fault.
I don't think so. I think it's the topic. The Chinese government.
Oh, look at that! Bring Mark back. Come on.
The Chinese government wanted to have a culturally appropriate Mulan, and Disney gave it to them to a certain extent. However, Disney also has to have a movie that is palatable to an American consumer. So I think Disney, to their credit, did the best that they could with what they had to work with. So the question becomes, aside from that, which I'm going to give you, that is an absolutely legitimate complaint. Absolutely, and I didn't even think about that until you just said it. Other than that complaint, which I'm going to give you all the credit for, what about the rest of the movie?
No. Okay, so you want the truth?
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, for crying out loud. What is all this cross?
All right, so I turned it off.
No! Oh my God, are you serious right now?
I couldn't do it. Hour in, I was like, I can't. The CGI was 60s Disney CGI. They were pandering to an audience that I don't support. I couldn't do it. That was it.
So actually, let me ask you about that. So do you think CGI? You brought up the CGI. So the CGI was one of my complaints. I think the practical effects. The practical effects were fantastic. The wire work was really good.
Agreed.
There was one shot in particular, and I'm not going to pull it up right now because I don't want to get us a copyright hit on our YouTube channel. But there was one shot when it was near the end, and no spoilers here, no spoilers, where she was jumping from platform to platform inside of the city. And there was one shot where the Phoenix was like flying with her, and she jumped, and it looked horrible. I mean, horrible.
It was more than that. It was the beginning when she had the spear and she's jumping around, and the teapot scene. There were so many scenes I went, oh, this reminds me of 60s, 70s Disney, Kurt Russell, the computer wore tennis shoes, that kind of shit. It reminded
me. Computer wore tennis shoes. The computer wore tennis shoes is fantastic.
It's not. So it's not that it's bad. It's just that we have.
It's not Disney caliber.
It was in 1960. It's not now.
Well, hold on a second.
It's not now. 60 years later, you haven't making it better.
All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate again. Give me a moment. Let me play devil's advocate.
Yep, you think about it. You got it.
What if Disney knew back in, say, late May that this was going to Disney Plus?
So wait, you're saying Disney knew about COVID in 2018? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh man, I see. Oh man, this is.
You're showing. Well, stop, because you're showing a lot of ignorance here. No, you're showing a lot of. No, you're showing a lot of ignorance here to how CG works. No, what are you talking about?
You knew they had COVID in 2018. You think that's what Disney thought?
CG is not completed. Generally, CG is not completed until about 3 weeks before a movie goes in the can to go to theaters.
Mm-hmm.
CG is not completed.
It should have gone straight to the can.
No. The fact of the matter is that let's say the movie was originally scheduled for a late June release. In mid-May, they realized we are not going to make that release. We're gonna spin this and we're gonna put it out on Disney Plus. We're not gonna make the money that we originally planned to make on it. The most expensive part of a movie like that is the CG. They are paying animators and computer graphics people millions of dollars to create really glossy special effects. So if Disney knew in early May, mid-May even, that this movie was going to go to Disney Plus, they could have stopped that and said, okay, we're going to bring in the B team, let them finish the animations. Doesn't matter if they look super great because it's going to Disney Plus anyway. We're not going to make $1 billion on this. The best we're going to do is $400 million. Let's not waste the money.
Yep.
That would explain why they very easily could have fixed this.
I will agree with you 100%.
Okay.
2 words.
So I don't complain about the special. I agree that the special effects were garbage. However, I also understand that most likely they knew long before release that this was going to Disney Plus. It's been.
Yep.
They've been talking about it online for months that this was going to be a Disney Plus release.
I
way before the official
100%
announcement.
agree with you on that. There's 2 words why.
Why?
There's 2 words why.
What are the 2 words, Mark?
Black Widow.
Do you think Black Widow's going to Disney Plus?
No.
Why?
Nope. Because I think it's a better movie. I think they know what they have in the can with Black Widow. They know that even if they push it out another year, they have $800 million, 700, 600. They know they have something.
Well, no.
They knew.
No, I'm going to disagree with you. I think yes, you're right. I think it's a better movie. I don't doubt for a second it's a better movie. What I'm saying though is I think they're going to wait and see how much money they make on Mulan.
You're right, and that's part of it. I'll give you that, but I think they knew that Black Widow was a better movie from the start.
Sure.
They knew Mulan was going to make them money. It was going to make them money in certain territories, but it wasn't going to be a worldwide box office smash. It was never going to be that. It was never.
I think Mulan would have made close to $1 billion with the Chinese market. I guarantee it makes $300 million in the Chinese market alone with theaters.
Yeah, but they've had so much. It's a very controversial movie. I mean, you're making a movie like Lion King. Lion King. What's the controversy there? Oh my gosh, the warthog got squished. Okay, it was a CGI warthog. I mean, what's the controversy there? The controversy in Mulan is China.
Sure.
That's the controversy. That's quite a bit different.
Let's look at. All right, hold on. I'm going to bring the screen up here. So let's take a look at this. So this is Box Office Mojo. You're going to be a little delayed, Mark, getting this, so it's going to be difficult for real-time conversation.
I know of Box Office Mojo. Thank you.
Sure. All right. So this past weekend, Tenet made $20.2 million for the weekend.
Sure.
There is no box office right now. So while
it's gone,
and it made $53 million last weekend, which puts it at $70 million. Now that movie would have been a guaranteed. Well, maybe not guaranteed. It probably would have made.
It would have been $200 million first weekend, and then
maybe $250 million first weekend. I don't know if that's
after everything Christopher Nolan has done, it would have been a $150 to $200 million movie.
I'll give you that 150 for sure. We're in the middle of all that. I'm not sure, but regardless, that would have been a major release.
Absolutely,
those numbers are not comparable. Now, Disney has already said that they are not going to release the Mulan sales numbers for the first weekend until tomorrow. So, unfortunately, our conversation is premature here. But let's say, just out of curiosity, let's say that Disney makes on Disney Plus. Let's say they make $80 million in sales. $80 million in sales opening weekend on Mulan. What does that tell you? What are your thoughts on that?
Disappointed.
Disappointed? Why?
Because that's way under expectations. It should be $120 to $150 million at this point.
In a box office or on Disney Plus?
Box office.
Right.
So it's even if they make $80 million on Disney Plus, it's still disappointing because they.
What if? Okay, so let me ask you this.
It's
what
not
if,
okay.
All right, I just set you on the tee here, so let's see if this works.
Because you've lost all your second views, third views, fourth views. You've lost all those repeat customers because they've already purchased once and they can watch it forever. You've lost all of that, every bit of.
What about? Have you though? What if
Yes.
Mulan made? Oh wait, hold on. What if Mulan made $160 million?
It's still a disappointment because
You think $160 million for Mulan is a disappointment for opening weekend?
if it's on Disney Plus, it is.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was in a theater, if that was in a theater and it made $160 million, would that be
If that
a loss?
if that movie was reviewed correctly, if Rotten Tomatoes, all the review sites got the reviews out and it got $160 million after what I watched, that is a massive success. I will give you that.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Understanding how movies work. In the initial 2 weeks of a movie release, the theaters chains make 50% of all profits of those tickets.
Yes.
So a $160 million movie for anything is a success. So if it makes $80 million on Disney Plus, that's
It's
the
not a
equivalency
success
for
though,
Disney.
because hold on, there was a $200 million budget for Mulan, so $160 million with advertising and everything is a massive loss. Massive.
But is
loss.
it? Because they don't expect to make that money back in
Yes.
their opening weekend. They do not expect to make that money in their opening weekend. Opening weekend for
It's not
Hold on
true.
a
They
second.
want to make their money back in the first 4 weeks. That's the way you want to make money back because everything after that is profit. You want to make
Okay.
it back that fast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Beauty and the Beast made $1.2 billion.
It
Definitely
did.
a success, right? Definitely a success?
Absolutely.
Okay, it was a March release, and it did $174 million in its opening weekend. So
Fantastic.
half of that money went to the theater chains. Oh, actually, hold on, it's right here. Here's the information for you. So it made $174 million in its opening weekend. That's why I bring up that $160 million. So if that would be $90 million, or a little bit less than $90 million in
So
Disney
2
Plus
weeks
purchases.
2 weeks in at a $160 million budget, it made its money back. It was break even 2 weeks.
Right, correct. But the thing is, every single dollar that is made on Disney Plus goes to Disney. It's not going to
Correct.
anybody else.
But do you believe that tomorrow you're going to hear Mulan made $160 million?
No, I think Mulan might have made $80 million.
Maybe
And
40.
actually, I think that number would be high, But
Yes, agreed.
But I think there's a chance that it did. But this is also Mulan is not Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast
It's
is a
not-
far superior movie.
not even close. Not
Far
even
superior movie for a
close.
number of different reasons. Not to mention with the fact that the cast was much stronger in Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and
Agreed.
the Beast is a much more beloved movie than Mulan.
Agreed.
So what number? If Disney comes out with a sales number, what number for you for opening weekend is acceptable?
There's no number because there's no opening weekend anymore. It's gone.
Crying out loud.
It's gone.
What if theaters are gone?
It's make the best. They're not gone. They're not.
But
gone.
what if they are? What if the theater going experience as we know it is gone? Perhaps because AMC and Cinemark are both already in Chapter 11 protection, meaning that if this does not turn around and they don't get full capacity back to theaters in the next couple of months, they are doomed. And we are at best at least 3 months away from a vaccine.
And you know what? You know what I'm going to tell you about that? If you want to go into the movie buff in me, that is a fantastic thing if Regal and AMC are gone.
Right, I agree.
You know
I
why?
agree 100%.
Because there's
Tell me
much
your
better
reason why.
chains. Because there's much better chains that can purchase those theaters and run them much better. Much better. They can make the viewing experience better. They can make everything in the theater better. And I get it that you're eliminating some massive companies, but you know what? That's sometimes what happens. That's life. And I hope that I honestly hope that is what happens because the AMC's around me are just shitholes.
Well, me too, but for a very different reason. I am a movie purist as well, but I do not believe that the movie theater is the best way to view a movie anymore. I think it was when I went to go see E.T. as a child, when I went to go see Back to the Future, when I went to see Star Wars, when I went to see even Avatar, or when I went to go see Titanic. The movie theater experience was the best thing you could have because we had tube televisions at home. We had at best 3.1 audio, but we don't anymore. I have a
very small TV. You have a very small TV.
Fuck you, I do. I have several very large TVs. I have a 60-inch television in my living room. I have the Hue Light entertainment system, and I have a 7.1 surround sound. I have a very lovely home theater experience. Thank you very much. Oh, and I sit on a leather couch, and I can pause the movie to go pee, and I don't have a family of obnoxious people kicking my seat and eating Chinese food behind me.
Bullshit. You have obnoxious people everywhere.
Well, I have obnoxious people, but they're my obnoxious people. It's different.
Yeah,
so
I'm looking out the window of my office at a 100-inch screen right now. So whatevs.
That's fine. But I mean, that doesn't matter to me.
You do you. I'll do me.
Both are superior to the movie theater experience. Now, I love IMAX. I'm a huge IMAX fan. Every time I go to the IMAX, I drop $130 for tickets alone. Just for tickets, never mind popcorn and soda and everything else. I will pay $70 to see Black Widow in my living room rather than go to the theaters. And I think this is a test. Because yes, I absolutely would. I would absolutely spend $70 to see if it was the same deal where I got Black Widow day one on Disney Plus and I could watch it as many times as I wanted to. Absolutely, I would spend $70 to watch Black Widow so that I would not have to go sit in the theater, drive there, deal with waiting 20 minutes for the movie to start, deal with crying kids, people walking around coughing on their cell phones, the smell of shitty food around me, and sticky floors. Absolutely. I would spend $70 in a heartbeat.
I have a question. Did you see Infinity War in the theater?
Okay, so you're going to talk about the catharsis experience, and I absolutely agree that you cannot
Did you see Endgame in the theater?
I did. You cannot touch the catharsis experience. I will trade you. I won't trade it
for anything.
I will trade you that catharsis for being able to pause the movie and rewind it and watch Thor's hammer land in Captain America's hand over and over again 10 times before I move on with the rest of the movie.
I might do that if I had a 100-inch screen. You don't have a 100-inch screen.
First of all, your face on a 12-inch screen is terrifying. I wouldn't want to see that on a 100-inch screen.
You're right. I'm on 4K right now.
Whoa. I'll show you some high-definition shit. I'll tell you what.
Yep, horrors are showing up. That's great.
But
Anyway.
I firmly agree that there's a benefit to the catharsis. In fact, my son Christopher's in the room. You know Christopher very well. We
Who?
were actually in DC. We were in DC for, was it Endgame, right? Yeah, we saw we saw. That was the first one, and we saw Infinity War.
Oh, what's
in
up,
DC.
Christopher? I remember you now.
So we saw Infinity War in DC, and it was an amazing experience, an absolutely unbelievable catharsis. And being in a big city with a big city crowd in an IMAX theater, that was to die for. The screaming and the energy and the excitement, yeah, you can't touch that. And I have seen some articles recently. There was a great one in the Atlantic that talked about the possible futures of theaters. Theaters may become like a symphony experience. So people now only go to the symphony for special showings. It may be that thing where you only see the massive blockbusters in the theaters. And movies like Mulan end up in your home theater. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
As long as they can make a profit, it may happen. I agree
But they
with
can't.
you there.
That's the thing. The theaters cannot make enough profit right now from the movies that are coming into the theaters because of COVID right now. So they are either going to collapse or the whole system has to change. And I think it's time for the system to change.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Cool.
I don't know if it'll change. I don't think it'll change.
So again, what number for Mulan? I got a big bottle of wine. What number for Mulan?
Big
is a
bottle
success
of
for you?
bullshit. 100 million.
What number's-
100.
Okay, first of all, a good Disney release in the theaters doesn't make $100 million.
No.
Are you talking about $100 million for this weekend or for the entire length of its run?
For this weekend, if it makes $100 million, I'll go, hey, maybe this works.
Yeah, maybe it's going to make $100 million. So $100 million, if it makes $100 million, hold on. $100 million at $30 a pop, that means that 3 million households across the world would have had to spend the $30. I don't
see what happens.
Yeah, I don't see it doing that.
We'll see.
Not for Mulan. If that was Black Widow, I think so. You weren't in the room yet, were you? Chris, well, he doesn't want to come on the camera. But would you?
Why not?
Well, he has a job now, so he actually has some semblance of understanding of money now. Would you spend $70 to watch Black Widow at home instead of going to the theaters?
70, maybe like 50.
Okay, he would say 50 is a good number.
Okay.
And
What if his dad bought it?
what if I bought it? Would you? Well, of course he would watch it. Although he wouldn't watch.
Well, there
Mulan.
you go.
He wouldn't watch Mulan because it wasn't cool. So there's that factor.
I also heard it wasn't great.
And it wasn't very good. So I mean, it was
He's
a
right.
good movie.
And
It
your
was a
son
good
is
movie,
so
but
right. No,
It had
your
its
son is
problems.
right.
Yeah, no. Listen, we've talked about the problems with Mulan and why the problems with Mulan are what they are.
I think you said it was amazing. It was worth $30.
It was worth. No, it was absolutely worth $30. It was absolutely
No.
worth $30. And even with better CG, even if you gave me better CG, and I had to go watch it in the theaters, I would rather spend the $30 at home than to spend $100 in the theaters. Because even if I went to a matinee showing with five of us,
but
and
what if
spent
it was
$40 on
$100 in
tickets,
the home? What if it was $100 at home?
it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. That's not that.
All right,
that
there you
business
go.
model wouldn't work. But that business model wouldn't work.
Let's apples to apples it. If it's apples to apples, you won't go.
That's not apples to apples. If you want apples to apples, you compare the budget of the movie to the cost of the release. So Black Widow's a $350 movie, $350 million movie. You make it a $50 release. Mulan was a $200 million movie. Make it a $30 release.
So if I make bullshit movie 2 and it's cost $500 million, I should make it more expensive just because it's bullshit.
Like Avatar, the Avatar sequel that's coming out.
That's fair. Yes.
So they released. They made 5 Avatar making 5 Avatar movies together at the same time with a combined budget of
it
what is
should
it,
be more
1.2
money.
billion?
It should be more money just because it's bullshit.
Well, sure.
No,
Because that's going to make the studios decide what they spend money on, what movies. Like their budget decisions will be based on their market value.
I would rather see a bunch of bullshit to get the gems, and if I have to wade through 25 movies that are bad, I'm okay with that. I'll spend the money. I'm okay with that. I just want the experience.
But they're making
they're not going to though. If
they're making
theaters
quality
go away,
movies
it's going
right
to go
now.
away.
I agree. I agree. But
that's
to
the
a
scary
certain
part.
to a certain extent, there will always be avant-garde theaters. There will always be theaters that cater to the big budget releases.
You're right.
And again,
you're right.
I also
That's not
saw,
the same.
for the record, I also saw in another article that maybe it doesn't need to be movie theaters. You can make an end game level movie and you put it in a football stadium.
And that would be amazing.
Yeah. So why have theaters? If you're going to draw millions of people to theaters, why have a theater where you're limiting at best? I mean, in the biggest theaters, 2,500 people. What if you could put that? What if you could put 30,000 people in a football stadium? Because they have concerts in a football stadium, the sound is just fine. What if you could put 30,000 people, or 50,000 people, or 70,000 people in, like, say it was at Michigan University,
and that
or
would be
Texas
pretty
Stadium.
damn cool.
You could put 70,000 people into one stadium, charge $5. Doesn't even need to be $15. Charge $5 at 75,000 people to come in there for a single showing.
Give me Dolby Atmos, and I'm in.
Well, I don't know if you can do Dolby Atmos.
There's no fucking roof.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. I know that, but I'm just saying it. But you're talking about the catharsis. The catharsis is not predicated by sound quality. The catharsis is not predicated by video quality. You get a catharsis if you're at you can go to a drive-in and get a catharsis. What it allows is for the consumer to decide what they want. Do they want video quality? Do they want audio quality? Or do they want the catharsis? I want peace. I want to be able to pause the movie to go take a shit. I want to be able to pause the movie to go grab more snacks or open another bottle of wine. I want to be able to pause the movie to yell at my kid because he won't stop talking. I want Jack the Rap-Off that brings his fucking crying child to the theater to stay the fuck home and leave my movie alone. Because I could count into 100 the number of movies that have been ruined for me by some crying brat who wouldn't shut the fuck up in the theater. I would give anything to avoid that process. I had Return. What was Christopher Robin? I had Christopher Robin ruined for me by idiots. I had what was the one we saw? Onward. I had Onward ruined by a fucking crying child that was running back and forth in the aisle behind me. There's so many movies that have been ruined for me by asshole children.
This should be our new opening. You win.
What's that? Just me bitching
thing.
like this? Me ranting?
Yep. I
hey,
love
listen.
it.
This is what the Daily Octane is. If you guys want to, when I start the Daily Octane back up, this is just basically me ranting for like 15 minutes every morning.
The bi-weekly Octane. We'll see.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Listen, I explained that already. I explained why I'm
Come
doing
on,
that already.
pony up. Let's watch it. No excuses. Let's do this.
Yeah,
so,
I'm coming back to it pretty soon.
I have about 10 people in my house, even though
we went way over because I actually really enjoyed talking to you. Actually, I
awesome.
enjoyed talking to Rashawn for most of it, but
I
this
know,
was
it's
nice.
fine.
This was nice. This is our last episode, by the way, for a couple of weeks. We're going to be gone for 2 weeks.
You are.
So next weekend I'm off. I'm going to be out of town. Following weekend I've got my musical, or not musical. It's a play. And then we will return on what is it? The 27th. Is that correct?
I'm gonna be here, just sitting here staring his face on the.
If you were my friend, you would fly out here and watch my show. Yeah, on the 27th, we'll be back with episode 1 of season 2, and hopefully,
I'm not sure I want to see you get older.
Well,
if I
can get my Adobe account fixed, I will update our graphics, and I will get some new graphics for. Oh, you're the best, man. For season 2,
we'll do it.
We'll have some season 2 graphics. We'll have some new all the screen stuff above us and below us here. I'll get that updated. We'll have some cool fancy
that'd be awesome
animations
if you actually made us better. But that's all right.
First of all, I did all the work on this, by the way. All the work.
Well, I mean, I made us better because Rashawn was here. You
and
just
alcohol,
blow goats.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching another episode of The Gentleman and the Jerk. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. We had 8 viewers that stuck around for over an hour, so that's good.
Yep.
We had a high point of 10, I think, at one point.
Yeah, we did okay.
It was a good show,
fun.
man. We had a good topic of conversation. It was a good time.
I found my happy medium between, and so it's all right.
All right. Have a good night. See everybody in 2 weeks for season 2.
Sounds good. All right.
All right. Good night.